What's up, guys? John Caveman, and finally here with video 3 from the July 20th weekend. And the third and final mod is the dash switch panel. Of course, I removed this stupid ass cassette player, and in its place I stuck a custom switch panel from this company. Man, I don't even know where they got the name for this company. It's like they let their cat walk all over their keyboard, and that's how they named the company. But here it is. Check it out. Well, I ordered this switch panel from the hell ever that is, the Switch guys. And it actually arrived a long time ago. I've had it for about 6 or 8 months now. Just haven't had time to really mess with it. But here it is, and I pulled the console out, and of course I pulled out that stupid cassette player. And what I've done here is I've just taken a piece of cardboard and I made a template that fits behind there. So now I'm just going to, make sure I tape it on there super straight. And then I'm gonna come behind it with this X-Acto, and I'm just gonna, cut out around this hole, and this switch panel should mount in there exactly where the cassette player was. So let's see how it turns out. All right, so that actually went really fast. I kind of scored around first I taped this template that I was talking about, what I thought was pretty straight and even. And then I took this Sharpie marker and I drew inside the template. And then I took the template off and I scored around along the line with this knife. Then I took my Dremel and I then cut around it. And actually I'm a little annoyed because, as you maybe can tell, this thing is off center a little bit to the right. There's a little more space on this side than this side, which is annoying as hell to me. I usually pay attention to details like that. One good thing is that this console is not symmetrical. It's angled to be looking toward the driver. Maybe that'll make me feel a little better about the fact that it's not centered. But other than that, I think it's super straight. And I mean, the whole thing went quick. It took me maybe literally 15 or 20 minutes of hacking with this Dremel. And it's in there tight too, it's snapped in there, and it's solid. And that's without any screws or anything. It just snaps right in, and then that's it, man. Wire it up, and we'll be rocking. So, also, in case you were wondering, this thing does still open, of course. Got your little tray in there. It doesn't get in the way of that at all. And if you want to see the back side of it, this is just kind of sitting there. So, I didn't even sand it, man. I just basically I chopped it off. And then I took my X-Acto knife and kind of cut away the melted plastic part, and then snapped it right in, no screws or anything. So that's it. Okay, so working on this wiring, this is the cable, or these are the collection of wires that go to my rear rigid radiance pods that are mounted in the bumper. That switch used to be right here-ish on the dash. So I went ahead and I extended these wires. As you can see, I made this extra long cable here. This other loom here, these are for my amp research power steps. And this is the override switch that allows you to keep them up or keep them down regardless of whether the doors are open or closed. This was mounted right on the other side of the steering wheel. It was mounted right here. So I'm going to be able to run this around and also hook that into this new switch panel. And unfortunately, I think that's all I'm going to be able to do at this point. I've got the rigid radiance cubes in the fog position up in the front bumper, and those are currently wired into the daytime running lights and then the fog switch, which is here. Just won't have time for that this weekend. And I also don't want to leave the Tahoe taken apart like this, so I'm going to have to just do that some other time in the future, and so that rocker switch won't be hooked up. It'll continue to work from here for now until I have more time to figure out how the fog lights are wired and how I can get them wired into the switch panel. But okay, so this thing's pretty clean. I tried to scrub it down as much as I could. Man, it is amazing how disgusting these dash pieces get. I mean, this vehicle is 19 years old or something, but I guess just years of dust collecting and Coke spilling back in there. They just get really gross, man. It's a lot better now. I sprayed it all down with all-purpose cleaner, and it's looking a lot better. So and of course here's the insert for the top, snaps on there, and that is the hole that I cut for the switch panel. Of course, it's not looking great. These edges, I might just sand them really quickly just for good measure. I mean, you can't see it when the switch panel is installed, but I want to make sure I do it right. So, but anyway, I'm going to try to get this done pretty quick right now because it's going to be hot again today, probably about 100 degrees and humid too. So I want to see how much of this I can get done before I die of heat exhaustion. This is the two-tone look I was going for, right? It's like black on top and the original tan on the bottom. The dudes that installed my AMP Research power steps cut this hole in the bezel, and that's for the switch, the override switch that allows me to leave them up or leave them down. I really wish they hadn't put it there. They didn't ask me about that. They just drilled a hole and stuck it there. Of course, what I'm going to do is put it here. I'm going to move it to this steps rocker switch in this panel. So I don't need that anymore. So for the moment, I've just got a hole in my dash. And over here on this side, this hole they cut in here for the toggle switch that turns on and off the rigid radiance pods in the rear bumper, which of course I've now got hooked here. So now I've got two holes. At least it's symmetrical, one hole on either side. All right, so the first switch is successfully wired. It's this rear bumper switch in the middle. Got my harness all plugged in here. Man, how sexy is that? Turn my key on real quick and lights up when it's on. So now I just have to find out how to wire these AMP Research steps. So this is the switch that came with the override, and basically this goes to a controller which raises them, lowers them, keeps them up, keeps them down, all that. Of course I need to put the console back in and clean up the shit from the floorboards, but been a lot of progress this weekend. I'm feeling really good about it. New custom switch panel, new two-tone dash cover, new built-in battery maintainer. If you haven't seen those other two videos I recently posted, go ahead and check those out now. I've got several new videos coming up soon, so hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on notifications, that way you'll know when I post those videos. And as always, thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.